Good morning. This is the Jarvene, and this is the Jarvene Healing. I've got a lot to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the chase. So, today, what I'm going to be talking about is change and healing from um, just being able to learning how to accept change. Because we all know that just the idea of something changing can be difficult. We can experience change in, of course, different settings. Um, it can look like you not working at a specific job anymore. It can look like you not being around someone that you were normally around. It could be that someone that a loved one just isn't there anymore. And so those type of things can be something that's difficult to deal with. But it's change happens no matter how you feel about it. There's nothing that you can do when there's nothing you can do. When something is going to change, it's going to change, and it really is just a matter of kind of getting on board and recognizing when those changes are going to happen, so that you, as much as you can, because of course you don't there's just certain things that you just don't know when it's going to happen. But for the things that you may be able to kind of pull and get certain signs and things, being able to pay attention to that so that the rug doesn't get pulled from under you. Um, so it's like an S or get off the pot kind of a mentality um, when it comes to that particular change. So, for example, I've worked several jobs where I, I was just loyal. I was there. I wanted to, do whatever because of the fact of like, oh, I'm here. I want to be loyal. I want to give everything, here. And so even though it may not be the best type of situation or scenario for me, it's not progressive, but because this is where I am, I may have people around me that I enjoy, that I like, I may stay around, although it doesn't benefit me. And for the betterment of us, what happens in those situations when you don't decide to say, I know that there's something better over here, and you choose to stay here, stuff starts happening because regardless of how you feel, that change was occurring. And what you now may end up experience is difficulties, different um, kind of tension like situations or different things that make you feel uncomfortable. So you do what you needed to do anyway. And it's just important to be okay with knowing that a season is over, no matter where that season is, because you can find yourself being the one that stands in your way, hinders your own self from getting to where you want to go, simply because you don't want to be or do anything different. And it's no shade, I have a lot of people that I know that simply just have never left where I've known them. They live the same places that I knew them at that time. They even some of them in the same houses, and maybe that's their story, that's their thing, but change is good because change gives you variety. Change gives you the opportunity to expand um, just everything about you, your mindset, what you know, what you what you can experience. And and I think that a lot of people don't change because they're scared to figure out that they're scared to really they're scared because they don't know what's going to be ahead of them, but that's the fun when it deals with change, because you don't know. And it's like, oh, that there's a mystery there. It's not, I'm never saying, what the world? I'm never saying that it's not scary, because it's most definitely scary, but it's exciting. I've my life has been full of changes ever since I was born. Changing, all types of changing, moving here and there, and one thing, I used to always be kind of like upset with my parents because I never stayed in the same place like everybody else. I was all over the place. Um, but what I can appreciate now is that they're, for one, I appreciate them being obedient and moving, because I see now how that helped me be where I needed to be, do the things I needed to do to walk in my purpose. But for two, it also helped to gain a perspective, um, be well rounded. I say this a lot. I've met so many different people. I've different types of people, different walks of life, and I appreciate that, because I would never want to have a closed-minded, one-sided type of a uh, mentality just when dealing with anything. And so I appreciate those changes, although they were uncomfortable, and it would have been comfortable just to kind of stay where I was with the people that I knew, but maybe I wouldn't be who I am and where I am. And so this is really just, don't be scared to change, to take those leaps. You have a job offer somewhere, and it's in a city that you've never lived in before, but you like the job, you like what it's offering, take it. You know what? Don't stand in your own way. There's things that you pray for, there's things that you ask for, and the universe is trying to get it to you, in most cases, but there has to be changes that's needed to happen in order for you to receive what it is that you're asking for at times. So um, don't be scared of change. Embrace change, because after all, if whether you do it or not, change is coming for you. Change is coming. It happens. Um, and even too, when you don't move, say you stay stagnant, what happens around you? Stuff starts changing around you because you didn't change, So it's about being the best people that we can be, being in the best places that we can be, being around in the best environments that we can be. And so it doesn't always look like how we think it's supposed to. What we think is going to happen, um, or what should happen, and what we plan for in a year, a year in advance, may not be what happens, may not be where we're supposed to be. So every day, be open and allow for change. And I just hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for being absolutely amazing people that you are. Have a good one.